Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be previewing Day 2 of the Great Northern Darwin Cup Carnival, which is Asian United Food Service Chief Minister's Cup Day, set down for the 13th of July. After last week's 10-race card, we are back to 7 races on the day, but the quality and quantity is again in evidence, with 81 acceptors and some tremendous fields. There are a handful of emergencies, so we should go around with about 75 runners, up significantly on this meeting last year. The first on the card is the Arctic Installations Handicap. It's a 0 to 66 event, and we start at the 1300 metre barrier. It is time to jump at 2:07 p.m. Northern Territory time, and my numbers are 5, 3 and 1. Only had the 2 starts in Darwin. Dummy Spit, trained by Andrew Purdon there at Sale. Of course, he's here with 3 runners for the carnival. He's got Fabergé Czar, Andrew, and also Star Spangled Baby in the Chief Minister's Cup on Saturday. But Dummy spits his chance in the first here. Sonia Logan, fresh from her win in the Guineas just last week, takes them out. She was aboard the horse 2 starts back when it ran second to Conclave Prince, and then last time out, Stan Sakos Road went second to Wild Bow. Knocking on the door, going up in grade and going up in trip. The grade won't make it any easier, but the trip I think will help. So on top, number 5, Dummy Spit. Ahead of 3, Equal Balance. Kim Healy, the Guineas winning trainer, puts the polish on this one. Janis Luxman back in the saddle after a suspension last week. Good run here last time out behind the very much informed Lucky Fortuna. Hit the line well. That was 1200 metres. The 1300 metres will help. And in for third, number 1, the consistent Rafali. Jade Hampson for Tayan Halter. They came very close in the Guineas, just being touched off by He's Maverick. They combined, of course, with Super Defence. And Rafali drops back in grade. Been racing in 0 to 70 company, back to a 0 to 66, should be in the finish. So my numbers in the first are 5, 3 and 1. We go to the second, the AFA Insurance Brokers Handicap. We move to the 1200 metre start now, and this for the 0 to 76 sprinters. My numbers here are 4, 5 and 2. Going here with number 4, Pop Magic from the stable of Ella Clark and Stan Sakos aboard. A really good return here on the 29th of June, when second behind the Flying Canton Kid. That was Pop Magic's first run since March. Should be improved, you would expect. Racing really well, this horse, last campaign, and certainly started on the right note this campaign. So I think can be very hard to beat here. Number 4, Pop Magic. Ahead of 5, Conclave Prince was very impressive, winning here on the 22nd of June in the hands of Mark Pegas. Emma Lyons goes aboard here. Emma had a double last week. She claims the 1.5 kilos here for Phil Cole. Going up in grade, class 2 last time, up to a 76. That's quite a big jump in grade. So I'm sure it won't get it all its own way this time, but we'll put it into run second. And in for third, number 2, a newcomer to Darwin, Budgerigar, trained by Jason Manning. Vanessa Arnott in the saddle. First up here, former WA trained galloper. We must remember that Jason a few years ago got a horse from WA called Noirdaroo, and what a great horse he's been here in Darwin. So we'll see how Budgerigar goes. Obviously a sprinting a galloper, and I've got it into run third. So my numbers in the second are 4, 5 and 2. The third's the Merit Partners Maiden for the non-winners, also over the 1200. And my numbers here are 4, 12 and 3. Number 4 on top for me here, Debating. Ella Clark again. She's got a really good little team around her at the moment, Ella. And Debating, fresh up here, Jared Todd aboard, goes from the 1 gate. Saw this horse trial here a couple of weeks ago and trialled really well. It's been knocking on the door. It's had 9 starts, 4 seconds, 2/3. Has had a break since last racing at Alice Springs in late March. And I think it'll go a bold race first up here, and I've got it on top. To beat number 12, over the page to Valcoeur from the Heather Lehman stable. Aaron Sweeney aboard. Drawn awkwardly is the only downside, I suppose, with Valcoeur. But it's racing well. Had 3 starts in Darwin for a third, a 6th, and then a very good second last time out behind stablemate Gift of Gold. Was beaten just under 4 lengths on that occasion. It was still a good run and beat the third horse clearly. So I've got it into run second, number 12. And in for third, number 3, Repetition. Janis Luxman for Tayan Halter. Has been an emergency a couple of times just recently, hasn't got a run, but when it has run in Darwin, it's had 2/4 from its only 2 outings behind Kiefer and Rhesus. So it's a pretty good form, I think, around Repetition, and I've got it in as my third selection. So in the third, my numbers are 4, 12 and 3. The fourth is the Sunbuild PTY Limited Trobus Handicaps for the 3-year-olds. It's a benchmark 66 and a field of 7 to go around here. My numbers are 2, 1 and 3. Wild Bow created a very good impression when winning here at its first top end start. That was on the 29th of June, beating Dummy Spit. Should be improved by that win. And Ella Clark again, she could be in for a roiler. Ella, I've tipped her to win 3 in a row. And Wild Bow to be ridden by Aaron Sweeney again. Aaron, of course, won 3 races here last week and leads the Carnival Premiership after 1 day. He'll be hoping after 8 days he's still on top. But Wild Bow for me, number 2. Ahead of number 1, Don't Be Dramatic, the visitor from Alice Springs, trained by Dan Morgan. Paul Denton in the saddle. Has had a break, and its first up here, hasn't raced since Carnival time, the 27th of March. But its form in the red centre was super. Finished second to Beyond Ready, beat Better Not Fuss, and then last time out finished behind Better Not Fuss. So that's good form in anyone's language. So I've got it in to run second, Don't Be Dramatic, and then for third, number 3, Miami Vice. Phil Cole's elected to take this horse back to shorter trips. Got out to 1300 last time out, went 5th behind He's Maverick in the Guineas Trial. But Emmeline's aboard and back to the 1100 metres here. I've got it in the market and right up to its ears. Numbers in the 4th are 2, 1 and 3. The 5th's the FRM Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Handicap. We move to the sprint trip of 1000 metres here, and this for the 0 to 58 gallopers. Numbers here are 3, 1 and 2. Going here with number 3, Call It Alone. Trained by Chris Pollard, Casey Hunter aboard. Good form in its 4 starts in Darwin, 4th, a 2nd, a win and a 3rd. And a good run last time out, went 3rd behind Motivated Miss, only beaten a length. Had a little trouble getting off the leader's heels on that occasion and really hit the line well. With an ounce more luck, it would have finished a lot closer. And I'm giving it a chance here to get back in the winning thread. Number 3, Call It Alone. In for second, 1, Captain George. He's down in grade from some of his recent racing. He's been racing in 0 to 70 company. He was second last time behind New Roman in this grade, 0 to 58, but he only has to put his best foot forward to be hard to beat here. Has drawn badly though. He's drawn way out at barrier 12, so that's not going to make his task any easier. And in for third, a newcomer to Darwin, number 2, Egyptian Tycoon. Chris Nash trains. Chris having a great run with his team. Won a race last week with Little Wonder. And Mark Pegas, who has combined very successfully with the Nash stable. He's in the saddle. This horse was a winner at Murray Bridge 3 starts back. First up in Darwin. We'll see how it goes, but I think it'll race well. Numbers in the 5th, 3, 1 and 2. We go to the 6th. It is the Territory Isuzu Handicap, and we go to the 1600 metre barrier for this race and the last. This is 0 to 62. My numbers here are 7, 9 and 8. I thought number 7, Grinzinger Bishop, was pretty good last week when finishing 4th behind Little Wonder. That was over 1300 metres. No doubt the step to a mile will help. He was second in the Derby last year, this horse, and arguably should have won. Kim Healy trains. Noel Callow aboard. Drawn bad, but he'll get back in the run and look to him to be hitting the line with plenty of vigour. Number 7, Grinzinger Bishop on top for me. Ahead of 9, Koalas. Got such a good record over a mile. Of course, trained by Sheila and Keithy Arnold. Casey Hunter aboard. He'll get back in the run, I would think, or maybe midfield. He's drawn awkwardly as well, but another one who should be finishing on strongly. And in for third, number 8, I Know What You're Doing. Well, they'll certainly get back, because he always gets back, because he's a bit tardy at the start. Let's hope Kevin Lamprick has worked the oracle. I think Mark Pegas is going to ride. Just wasn't declared earlier, but I think Pegas aboard. We'll see if the change of rider makes a difference. Janis Luxemann's been riding him lately. A 5th and 4th, his last 2. But he doesn't help himself when he misses the jump or is slow to get into the race. Hopefully he's got that sorted out, because he's got plenty of ability. Numbers in the 6th are 7, 9 and 8. And the last is the feature, the $60,000 Asian United Food Service Chief Minister's Cup. Always a great pointer to the Great Northern Darwin Cup. We've got 2 previous winners of the Chief Ministers going around again. Of course, Nuada Roo won this race last year, and the previous year playoffs. And of course, playoffs that year went on and won the Darwin Cup, and they're both back again here. Playoffs first up for some time, but he has had a trial. And Nuada Roo, of course, went such a good race just the other day on the Rowan Cup, and the weight for age conditions suit him. But my numbers in the Chief Ministers are 10, 4, 7 and 3. Going with the very in-form Wolfbird, number 10, Gary Clark, Jared Todd, the combination. He's won his 3 starts back this campaign. He's going up to a mile for the first time in this prep, but he's had 8 starts at the trip for 3 wins and a 2nd. He's on target for the Darwin Cup. He's racing really, really well. He's drawn barrier 9. He should be able to get a decent run and transit from that barrier, and I've got him on top, number 10, Wolfburn. To beat 4, Nuadaroo. He's an old marvel. He's a beauty. He's a 9-year-old. He'll be 10 when the Darwin Cup's run. He won this last year, as we mentioned, and the other day he carried 63.5 kilos when third in the Rowan Cup behind Wolfburn. He's back to weight for age conditions, suits him admirably, 59 kilograms. Vanessa ran it for Jason Manning. And for third, Son of Bielski, well, he's done nothing wrong. He's won 6 in a row. You've got to have him in the mix for Pegas and Nash. Nash, as I mentioned earlier, having such a great run with his team, and Pegas has ridden this horse 4 times for 4 wins. He's drawn well, barrier 4. Should be able to get a nice run in transit, and watch for him to be hitting the line with plenty of gusto. And then for fourth, number 3, He's the Ultimate. Won the metric mile last year, had some leg problems, but great to see this horse go a good race last time out behind Wolfburn in the Rowan Cup. Chloe Baxter trains, of course, and Jade Hampson in the saddle. So my numbers in the big one are 10, 4, 7 and 3. Best bet on the day is race 2, number 4, Pop Magic. Should be winning, I think, and could kick off a very good day for Ella Clark. So race 2, number 4, Pop Magic. Best of the day. Well, the best roughie is in race 5, number 5, the Fresh Up Fraction Late. David Bates trains. Has ability, this horse, and goes, I think, its best races in a fresh state. So race 5, number 5, Fraction Late, the best roughie. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk, but we'll be back again, would you believe, on Monday next week to preview our day 3 of the carnival. That, of course, is Bridge Toyota Ladies' Day. The fields are drawn on Monday, so we'll do a track talk on Monday. That'll be brought to you on Tuesday. So until then, good luck and good punting.